wrestling fans. Not sports entertainment fans. Professional wrestling fans. Professional wrestling. This is it. This is us standing up. This is
the Wrestling Matters Podcast, a podcast that stands up for professional wrestling. Why? Because wrestling matters. So join the revolution, because the revolution is now.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
professional wrestling. This is it. This is us standing up.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's 13-14.
Dina, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans all over the world, welcome to the 80th installment of the Wrestling Matters Podcast. Hope you are well in whatever it is you are doing. Hope you've enjoyed the world of professional wrestling this week. It has been absolutely superb. NXT Takeover, hell, Bound for Glory thrown in there as well. Actually, Bound for Glory was pretty good as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And on today's show, we're going to talk Raw, Smackdown, TNA, Impact Wrestling. We're going to talk Bound for Glory as well. We're going to talk NXT Takeover, Respect. We're going to talk Ring of Honor, and anything else that is relevant in the world of professional wrestling, as we always do on this show. Now, I feel the need to kick off with a little bit of a rant. This past week on Impact, Josh Matthews, prick that he is, during a match between Grado and Rockstar Spud, decided to, Grado and Rockstar, I believe it was mainly Rockstar from what I saw on TNA's YouTube page, mocking WWE performers, i.e. John Cena, i.e. The Undertaker. Now, it seemed that because they were doing that, Josh Matthews felt the need to mock JR. Now, apparently on Twitter there's been a bit of a beef between them two, from what I've got. But the fact that the idiot moron Josh Matthews has the audacity to mock JR and find some humorous out of his expense proves that he's a bigger douchebag than he already claims, or people claiming him out to be, okay? If JR was in TNA, or Impact Wrestling right now, if JR was brought in TNA to do commentary, guarantee you right now, 110%, Josh Matthews would be second announcer, because they would put JR. Surely to God, they would put JR in the main announcer's position. I mean, TNA brought Josh Matthews in to replace Mike Tenay. If they brought JR in, Josh Matthews would be where Mike Tenay is right now. The goof has the audacity to come on national television and exploit his feud and bitterness towards JR. It's pathetic, and it's not funny, and it makes you look even more pathetic than you already are, okay? Not that you need any help. I mean, it's not a good look on you, and like I say, guy, and like I've said many, many times, Josh Matthews, you cannot hold a candle to Jim Ross, okay? Josh Matthews cannot hold a candle to Jim Ross. Josh Matthews is a moron, plain and simple. And that's all I got to say about that, because I don't want to go into too much. Now, also this past week, I will play the audio later on, but I uploaded and recorded and live streamed, whatever you want to call it, on Google Hangouts. Now, I don't know if it's Google Hangouts that people don't like, or the fact that they didn't agree with me, but the video that I did, October 5th Raw, got 5 likes and 13 dislikes. That doesn't matter to me, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a voice of opinion. That's why I want the Wrestling Matters channel to be. All about opinions, opinions, a channel that people could come on and express their opinions about the professional wrestling business, and not have people come on there and say, oh, you can't say this or you can't say that. That's what I want my podcast to be like. When I get people and invite guests on to the podcast, that's what I want people to do, is come on, shoot the breeze, just tell it like it is. Not have people come on and go, oh, you can't say this or you can't say that, this, and this. I don't want that, I don't want that on my podcast. I want people to express their opinions, just like I want them to do it on the channel as well. It's called freedom of expression. Free speech, as the late Road Warrior Hawk once said. Free speech, and like Road Warrior said, what Hawk said, if you don't like it, buy earplugs. I fucking love that lad. I have to watch that video again, it was hilarious. But yeah, I uploaded October 5th's Raw this past week, the review that I did, and in a space of 24 hours, that got over 1,000 views. That's sick. Okay? And as I speak right now, it's close to 5,000 views as I'm speaking right now. Guys, that is unbelievable. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Because now it's not only that, it's now the most popular video on my channel, on that channel on YouTube. That's incredible. Long may this support continue for the channel, man. Everybody has opinion. Everybody has a difference of opinion. Views, opinions, debates, whatever you want to call it. You don't necessarily have to agree with what I say, but the fact that you guys did that and made that the most popular video on my channel, and not only made that the most popular video on my channel, but the fastest video in terms of views I have seen since doing this. I put up a video at SummerSlam, August 24th, Raw, and I did SummerSlam as well. I mean, holy shit, that got 1,000 views within a week. Put it up on the day that I did, 1 week later it got over 1,000 views. Put this video, live stream this video, the next day it got over 5,000 views as I'm speaking right now. But in 24 hours that got over 1,000 views. That's sick. That is absolutely sick, and that's insane. And guys, like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. Keep supporting, keep doing what you're doing. Everybody has an opinion, good, bad, ugly, it don't matter. That's what I want that channel to be about for wrestling fans. Opinionated facts, topics. Guys, you want to get involved? DM me, You want to come on? DM me. If you're trying I will say this though, guys, if you're trying to dislike them videos and trying to get me to fight back at you or anything, that ain't going to happen, okay? Like I say, everybody has an opinion. That's why we love the professional wrestling business, okay? Because before I did the podcast, I was opinionated, Before I even did the podcast, before I even started doing the podcast, I was very opinionative about the professional wrestling business. That's why I'm doing the podcast right now, but like I say, just keep supporting the channel. If you want more information, like the Facebook page at facebook.com/WM Podcast, at WM Podcast on Twitter as well. Also check out SoundCloud as well. You can download episodes of the podcast as well as other stuff as well at soundcloud.com/wrestling_matters_podcast, and just keep supporting the channel, man. I mean, I've got another Raw review coming up tomorrow, and the following week as well. So just show your support, man. Just keep doing that support, man. I mean, that's all I could ask. Doesn't matter good or bad. You're taking notice in what I'm doing, and you're taking the time to care what I'm doing as well. And guys, like I say, I can't thank you guys enough for it. It's, it gives me that sense of gratitude and sense of a good feeling that I'm doing something, and something that is working. So, like I said, long may the support continue, guys. Good, bad, it don't matter. The fact is, you're supporting it. You're taking time to check it out, and I appreciate it very much indeed. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this past week, James Storm is now signed to NXT. That's right, it was announced on WWE.com that James Storm is now in NXT, and apparently he's already had a match, from what I've seen. Not on television yet, that I don't think, but I believe it. I think it might have been recorded for TV. I don't know, but he's been on NXT, and there's a lot of people on the internet, when they saw this and saw this happening and everything, and saw the video to this as well, there's a lot of people come up and say, oh yeah, why isn't he on the main roster? Why does he have to be in NXT? Well, I can give you a couple of things right there. One, NXT is the place to be, okay? NXT is where it's at. That's why Rhino's in there. That's why Samoa Joe's in there. Because NXT is the place to be, okay? The wrestling that you're getting in NXT, you damn sure ain't getting it on Raw, okay? You might if you're lucky, but not 100%. And NXT, he's probably being brought in to get the people over, to help the wrestlers get over in NXT. Just like Rhino was brought in to help the talent get over, Although Rhino's doing well for himself, he might get his own thing as well. Does this mean that he won't be on the main roster sometime soon? No, he probably won't be on the main roster sometime soon. He'll probably be on there very, very soon. In fact, sometime down the road. Samoa Joe's signed to a full-time contract. I don't know what contract he's been signed to, but Samoa Joe's been signed to a full-time contract, and he might be on there very, very soon. We don't know. We don't know the status of James Storm when it comes to NXT. I mean, why is he there? Why is he signed? Well, I can tell you the main reason why he's signed, because NXT is the place to be. But it's very, very interesting to see what direction James Storm will go in NXT, and where he would go in NXT, and what they would do with him in NXT as well. Like I said, I'm very interested. Not only that, I'm very hooked. And I've been hooked on NXT. I haven't been watching the main things for a while, but I've been reading them out and, giving my opinions on what's happening and everything. I haven't been watching it that much, but I've always checked that out on the network. $9.99 a month, or free if you're new subscribers, for a month at least. And Yeah, it's just a place to be. That's why he's been signed there. I mean, saying why he shouldn't be on the main roster and why does he have to go to NXT, you'd be best off saying that about Samoa Joe as well, you know. But that's my opinion on that, and like I say, I'm looking forward to see what direction James Storm will go in NXT. It's going to be very interesting indeed. Will there be a new revolution in NXT? Will he bring the revolution from TNA to NXT? Who knows? But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of part 1 of the Wrestling Matters podcast. Now, I'll be back right after this with the Raw review, October 5th's Raw review, audio. I will play that after this. And then I'll be back in part 3 with the Smackdown main talking points, and then on to other stuff as well with TNA and the NXT and so on. So I'll be back right after this. See you in a bit. Be sure to tune in every single Tuesday now for the Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra, where I'll be hosting a podcast on one promotion and one promotion only. ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling, the hottest promotion in Scotland. Well, I'll be reviewing their shows.
Oh my God!
Talking ICW.
That's 13-14!
And who knows, maybe getting some guests on. So be sure to tune in to the Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra ICW podcast, Insane Championship Wrestling, every Tuesday on YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, downloaded free at iTunes, Mixcloud, and SoundCloud. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans.
World, look into my eyes. When you see me on a show, when you see these fans, you know you've got the best in the damn world. We are ICW and you're gonna know our name.
Hey guys, I'm back. Guys, welcome to this video. Welcome to my Raw review. I've had a little bit of a nightmare there. I tried to do this earlier on, 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago. It didn't work. For some strange reason, it cut off. So I've done it now. I'm here. I'm back. I'll go through what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the cut off and everything. Thank you so much, because last week about this time, guys, I uploaded Raw review from last week. I did it via this time, about 1 o'clock UK time, which is about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock America time. And the views that I got from it, because I uploaded it, I did it, recorded it, uploaded it. 1 week later, it's got over 1,100 views. And guys, I can't thank you enough for that. I really can't. It is amazing what I'm doing. The demographic thing is a little bit surprising, like I said. But like I said, I'm not complaining about it. The top 3 are the UK and the US, they're 3rd and 2nd, which is what I'm aiming for, them two. But the top 1 is India. And like I said, shout out to all my Indian guys. Thank you so much for your support, my India fans. American fans as well. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody who's just supported this channel, because this channel is about you. It is a channel that I'm building for you guys to express your opinions about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. If you're here for sports entertainment, then you might as well leave, because there's no sports entertainment on this channel. I'm not promoting sports entertainment. I'm promoting the beautiful thing that is pro wrestling. 2 words, professional wrestling. Why? Because wrestling matters. And like I say, guys, sorry for the little delay there. I don't know why I got cut off. Rather stupid, if you ask me. But hey, that's the internet for you, isn't it? But I'm back. I'm here. I haven't gone away. I'm going to do this no matter what. This video will be done. So help me God. Okay? It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's going to take more than a cut off to stop me from doing this video. Okay? But anyway, like I was saying before I was so rude and interrupted, we'll kick off with Raw review. And yeah, I'm going to do the NXT predictions as well. Forgot to mention that as well, because NXT is, I'm doing this on Tuesday. It's actually tomorrow. And check out my review on that on Thursday as well. I'll be doing a review on that on Thursday. Granted, it doesn't get cut off again, but I'll be doing a review on that on Thursday. So be sure to check that out, as well as TNA Bound for Glory. More on that later, though. Now, we'll get to where we were before we so rudely interrupted. Raw kicked off this week with Brock Lesnar. Now, it's not there yet, but it'll be, as this has gone out on YouTube and everything, there'll be a link in the description to check out my MSG video that I did this past week as well, and also the Facebook page where you can also see it on facebook.com/WM podcast. It kicked off this week with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar coming to the ring, you know, being prepared. Brock Lesnar fresh off his destroying and destruction of the Big Show. And boy, oh boy, did he fucking flatten him at the MSG show. I won't get into too much. Like I say, the video will be in the description. But he comes out, and it's now on to October 25th, and that is The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. And obviously, they played a video. Paul Heyman cut a promo on The Undertaker. They played a video of the history between the two. And then Big Show comes out. Tries to be a man, shakes his hand. Lesnar was having none of it. Walks away, and then Lesnar comes back, and Show ran his mouth off about him, saying that he hopes he loses the match at Hell in a Cell, runs his mouth, and pays for it. Because basically Lesnar picked up and finished off where he left at MSG. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex, and an F5. Brock Lesnar sending a message to the dead man. Can the dead man stop the beast? Tune in to a video sometime in the coming weeks on predictions for Hell in a Cell as well. So be sure to check that out as well. Little plug there. And then after that, it was a little strange for me. It was actually, it got a little weird for me because it went to a six-man tag match. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton versus the Wyatt family. A match that should have took place probably at the Night of Champions pay-per-view. But it didn't. I mean, this was good and everything. This was great. Great six-man tag. Probably could have been, it should have been. Orton, if they hadn't did the attack on Orton and everything, and Orton had the time off, this would have probably been the match at Night of Champions. But Chris Jericho was a last-minute resort, as they say. All in all, a good six-man tag. Rather dominated by the baby faces for most of the match. And then Luke Harper gets a super kick. Orton breaks up the cover. Goes to Wyatt goes for Sister Abigail. Orton counters, goes for RKO. Wyatt counters that, gets out the ring. And then Luke takes a swing at Orton, gets an RKO, and then gets a spear. And then Reigns sends a message to Bray Wyatt for their match at Hell in a Cell. All in all, a good, solid six-man tag. It's just a shame that it wasn't at the pay-per-view Night of Champions. All in all, though, go back to what I said last week. I didn't like what happened last week with the ending and everything, but I get that now. I get why they ended it that way, because they were setting up for the Hell in a Cell. And this is a smart move by WWE, because there's no way that they're going to end this feud between the Wyatt and Roman Reigns. They've got to end it sometime. No better place to do it than Hell in a Cell, in my opinion. It's kind of weird, though, that the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view has got two Hell in a Cell matches and they're not for a title. Even though the WWE World Heavyweight Championship will be defended at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view from what it looks like, more on that later, it won't be the last match, because we all know the main event is the last match on the show, the last match on the card, Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker, as it should be. It's going to be a little weird, though, to see, because usually when you see Hell in a Cell matches, at least from what I've seen in Hell in a Cell matches, a majority of the time, they've always been for a title. The two matches that I remember, there was two matches that I remember, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, that weren't for titles. If there's any more, please shut it in the description. If I've missed any out there, shut it in the description. But that's the only two that I remember being for championships. And yeah, there was a one on Raw with Mankind and Kane, but that, in my opinion, that doesn't really count. And plus, they were tag team champions and supposedly tag team partners anyway. But yeah, other than that, Hell in a Cell, as it stands right now, in my opinion, is shaping up to be a very, very interesting pay-per-view. Neville versus Sheamus, which is just King Barrett out for commentary, and it comes out and distracts Neville, and Sheamus kicks his head off and gets the victory. I see a Sheamus and Neville and King Barrett feud again, and which is kind of ironic because it's King Barrett with the beef with Stardust, and he came out and claimed that he got in the way. Neville was in the way, wrong place at wrong time, which was preposterous, as you see what happened, because King Barrett distracted Neville, and Neville gets the loss thanks to a Sheamus bro kick. I don't get where this is going with King Barrett. I don't get the need to establish Neville in a different direction than having him feud with King Barrett. I know why they're doing it. I'm not going to say it, but yeah, King Barrett needs to be competing for championships. That's all I can basically say on that. But it was a squash match, in my opinion, for that one. It was announced that Kane would replace Big Show because Big Show was scheduled to be the tag team partner of Seth Rollins to face the Dudleys, but after what happened with Brock Lesnar, he was out of the picture, and one thing led to another. We all know who was replacement there, Corporate Kane, and yeah, Stephanie wasn't in the best mood. She made the match, I believe she made the match for Hell in a Cell, which was the World Heavyweight Championship. But if Kane lost, Corporate Kane would be no more. It should be no more anyway, to be honest. You know, bring back the Demon Kane. I mean, this Joseph Park phrase that Kane's going through is quite stupid, if you ask me. That's just my opinion on that. Anyway, you know, it makes no sense. I mean, 1 minute he's Corporate Kane, the next minute he's the Demon. You know, just bring him back as the Demon. I mean, I was done with Corporate Kane the minute he ended up leaving. You know, just bring him back as the Demon, man, full time. If not, do that, retire him. But the match has been set, and if Kane loses, Corporate Kane will be no more. Now, Natalya versus Paige. I'll get to my favorite bit in a minute. One of my favorite bits of Raw. Natalya versus Paige. Now, this was brutal because Paige stuck her nose in and stopped Natalya from teaming up with PCB. Every time she tried to help out, she always get backfired. So it led to this match, and I'm glad to see Natalya actually won, to be honest, and she got a little bit of revenge. She made Paige tap out to the sharpshooter. Now, I can tell you from experience, guys, I've actually been in the sharpshooter. It sucks. And I've actually put the sharpshooter on a few people. Yeah, it's not a fun move to be in, let me tell you. And it was a good little match between the two. I mean, these two could go. There's no doubt about that. Despite what the actions of Paige lately, you know, these two could wrestle. And like I've said before in previous videos, Natalya should have been the one they built the Divas division around before they brought in Charlotte. They should have done it with Natalya first and then eventually do it with Charlotte. The fact that Natalya has not, to my knowledge, has not been Divas champion is quite pathetic, to be honest. She needs to have that Divas title. Yes, Charlotte has the Divas championship, and I'm glad about that. But, I mean, Natalya, with the, you know, Charlotte side, Natalya could probably run rings around half the friggin' roster of the Divas. She can mop the floor with all of them, quite frankly. But, she's not getting the push that, in my opinion, she deserves. But I'm glad she beat Paige, and I'm glad she won, because she deserves something positive. I mean, question is, though, despite the fact of the recruiting, will she join PCB? We'll have to wait and see on that one. All in all, great match. Then it was Kevin Owens and Sin Cara. This was a squash match. Kevin Owens eventually ended up winning with a pop-up powerbomb. But as Kevin Owens was attacked Sin Cara and went to attack Kalisto and do the powerbomb on the apron, Ryback came out and saved the day. But Owens walked away and got away. What will happen next between that? But I know it's not feud. I mean, Ryback got his rematch last week on SmackDown, but Ryback ended up winning by count, so no doubt this will end up being at Hell in the Cell. The real rematch, if you will. Now, Stephanie was backstage. This was one of my favorite parts of the show. Stephanie was backstage, didn't look in a very good mood. She was backstage doing something on their phone or texting or something. And the three goofballs came in, known as New Day, and tried to cheer her up. And obviously, she was a bit pissed. And she got in the face of Big E saying, "What part of I'm busy don't you understand?" And this was my favorite part. Xavier Woods was about to play a note on that trombone that he carries. Stephanie turned around and said, "If I hear one note on that trombone, or from that trombone, I will send you three to a place that makes Suplex City look like Disney World." Fucking incredible. And then she made the rematch from what happened in MSG, which was New Day defending the tag titles against the Dudleys at Hell in the Cell. Now, I'll tell you this right now. If Dudleys don't become 10-time World Tag Team Champions at Hell in the Cell, it's a travesty. They've had two shots at it, and they've both won by DQ. If they don't win by the squad, if they don't win the titles at Hell in the Cell, you've just basically made them look like fools, WWE. New Day's tag team, to all the New Day fans out there, and I respect New Day as a talent. I don't respect their gimmick and what they stand for and what they're trying to do, but I respect their talent. Big E and Kofi, mainly Kofi. But to all you New Day fans out there, get used to seeing New Day as champions, because at Hell in the Cell, I'm predicting right now, it's all coming to an end. The Dudleys will get their tag team, their 10th WWE tag team title. And I can't wait. Now, speaking of the Dudleys, they actually went into what was the first half of the main event against Seth Rollins and Kane. Now, a great tag match. They seemed to work well. And then Kane got injured again on the outside. But Seth trying to tie him up to prevent him from going back, because he knew, as we've all knew the past couple of weeks, if he went backstage, something was going to change. So they tried to tie him up, and then they slingshotted Rollins, slingshotted Rollins, I believe it was Devon, right into Kane. Kane got knocked off the apron, and this was his opportunity to go back. And they took him back to the locker room. The doctor took him back to the locker room. And then Kane saw what happened. Rollins saw what happened, because Kane turned around and looked at him and went, this big, huge grin on his face. And Rollins knew he was in the shit. And then the Demon came out and went to attack Seth Rollins. Rollins went to hit him with the belt. But the Dudleys 3D'd Kane for what happened last week on SmackDown, because Kane came down and ran riot. So basically, the Dudleys ended up inadvertently costing, or inadvertently saving Seth Rollins' behind, if you will. And the Dudleys 3D'd Kane as a little receipt for what happened on SmackDown. Because, Kane's little rough shot that he did on SmackDown when he beat up everybody, including the Dudleys. But, yeah. And then Rollins tries to act like the big man because Kane's laid out. Kane grabs him by the throat, goes, to chokeslam him. Rollins manages to rock Kane with a kick, jumps off the top rope. Kane grabs him and basically just slam dunks him right through the table with a chokeslam. And that's where that left off. It was very good, to be honest. A very good setup for their match at Hell in a Cell for the World Championship. I liked it. Question is, will Rollins drop the championship? The seeds have been there, but they haven't done it. I mean, it just makes no sense, to be honest. The time, in my opinion, the time for Rollins to end this championship run should have ended at, dare I say, SummerSlam. To be honest, should have ended at SummerSlam. Cena should have been the undisputed championship. I know I'm going to get hate for that because it's Cena and everything. But, the Jon Stewart thing made Cena look stupid and made Rollins look even more weaker than he already is as champion. Don't get me wrong. He's been a good champion, but he hasn't been a great champion. He hasn't been that guy. He's been the champion that has always relied on other people to do his dirty work for him. And don't get me wrong, that's got him over as a heel, because no doubt he's the number one heel in the company. But all that will change very, very soon, I hope. Team Bad took on Team Bella. Now, the differences between this and PCB's at MSG, the PCB match at MSG, is Team Bad are in cahoots. They coexist. And the hometown girl eventually got the victory. Great six-man tag. As much as I don't like Team Bella, you've got to give them credit. They're very good. They're a very good team. And yes, I even included Alicia Fox in that. Brie Bella tried to do a Daniel Bryan kicks, and basically the crowd just shit on that. Doing the no thing, which was fucking quality. Try and be somebody else, Brie, not be your husband, okay? But other than that, Sasha Banks manages to get the bank statement and make Alicia Fox tap. And Team Bad ended up winning the match, which was basically a warm-up for Sasha, because this Wednesday, as I'm recording this tomorrow night, she goes against what I call it, Bayley for the NXT Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man. Let me rephrase that. A 30-minute Iron Woman match. I'm sick of people calling this Iron Man match when there's not even a man in there. It should be called an Iron Woman match. Think of JBL, Cole, and Byron Saxton on Raw. Oh, it's a 30-minute Iron Man match. Yes, it is an Iron Man match technically, but there's two women involved. How are you going to call it an Iron Man match when there's no men involved? Just saying. For God's sakes. Anyway, now, let me just say this. It got a little bit weird next, because I'm going to talk about Summer Rae. I think the Summer Rae thing. She calls out Rusev and basically proposes to her. Proposes to him, sorry. Summer Rae proposes to Rusev. Rusev says yes. Everybody thinks they're going to get married. But Rusev came back with, they're going to decide whether or not they've got a future, because the only way they're going to get married is if Rusev has gold around his waist. WWE gold around his waist. What a fucking dick. That is a dick move. I know it's all part of the thing and shit. But he basically just mugged her off right on national television. But she went out and walked out in defiance with Rusev. I mean, if you did that in real life, you'd probably get your ass kicked. It's a good thing it's on WWE television and shit like that. Because if you did that in real life, you said, we're going to get married, but we're going to get married on my terms. When I get what I want, we'll get married kind of thing. If you did that in real life, you'll get fucking Kane for it. You know, it's a good thing it's on WWE TV and shit. Because you'll get fucked up. You'll get fucked up in real life if you did that. And I know the men out there will probably testify to that and say yes. But all in all, the question is now, what gold does Rusev want? He's already been a US champion. You know, is he aiming for the WWE gold? We'll have to wait and see. Now for the open challenge. And yes, I wondered why this was the main event. And then I realized that Sasha Banks was not only in their hometown, John Cena was too. Now, it seemed at first that the rumors were true. That we were going to see John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler based on the rumors and what's been going on in Total Divas, because apparently, from what I've seen, Dolph Ziggler has been hitting on Nikki Bella. Apparently, they used to date, and apparently, from what I saw, Dolph Ziggler's trying to hit on Nikki Bella, and WWE, from what I've read on the dirt sheets, are trying to build a feud off that between Cena and Ziggler. Now, we all thought we were going to get that at first, but we didn't. We got John Cena versus New Day round 2, as I call it. John Cena versus New Day round 2. Because last week he beat Xavier Woods. This week he faces Big E Langston and wins. Now, it was a better match, in my opinion, than the Xavier Woods match. But, John Cena versus New Day round 2 kind of thing. And John Cena beats Big E clean. And then the New Day get involved and all hell breaks loose. And the New Day attack John Cena. Dolph Ziggler comes out looking for retribution after being attacked and was stopped from being in the match in the first place by New Day, because this was supposed to be John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler. Turns out it wasn't. And then obviously New Day jumped him in the back just so they can get Big E involved in this match. So Ziggler obviously came out looking for revenge. And a miscue, Ziggler went to super kick Cena. Super kick, I believe it was Big E or somebody from the New Day. They missed. And Ziggler super kicked Cena instead, mistakenly. And then the beatdown and Ziggler goes on. And then the Dudleys come out looking for a piece of New Day. And they go for 3D, but that stopped. And the numbers game was with New Day, despite the fact that it was 4-on-3. And the Raw ended with the New Day looking dominant, which is very rare. And I have to say, in respects of what they were trying, or what you're trying to do with the New Day, that was actually pretty good. Because it made New Day look dominant. It made them look like they can be an established group. Not just 3 guys who dance around doing that all the time and playing trombones and shit. You know? They can be an established group. And yeah, it was a good way to end Raw. New Day looking dominant. All in all, the whole show itself was pretty good. It was far better than last week, in my opinion. I liked it. And I want to give it a solid 7 out of 10 in Sunday Segway terms, and a 4 out of 5 in my terms, kind of thing. I like to do it out of 5. But I'll throw in the Sunday Segway bit as well. And yeah, it was a very good, solid Monday Night Raw. And like I said, 10 times better than what it was last week, in my opinion. Far better. Good established, and a perfect, and I wouldn't say perfect, but a great way to end with the New Day looking dominant as a group. Not 3 clowns that come out playing the trombone and shit, you know, and I'd like to, in their words, entertain. Or in most people's words, be annoying. But yeah, it made them look, and it made them look strong too, which is a good thing, because that's what an established group, whether it's 3, 4, whatever, should be. You want them to look dominant. You want them to look strong. And I have to give credit to WWE for allowing that with the New Day. And are the New Day trying to prove they're not a comedy act? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But, you know, a good way to end Raw, a smart way to end Raw, having New Day be dominant. And I can't believe I'm saying these words, but that's just the way it is. Now, we'll get on to part 2. Hope you're enjoying this so far, guys. Like I say, apologies for what happened at the beginning with the whole cutoff thing. I don't know why that happened, but, you know, it's, you know, so far so good. Everything seems to be going well so far and everything. But, yeah, that's live for you. You know, recording this, you know, live and everything, streaming this, because it's worked. You know, it's a lot easier than setting it up on an OSB software for me. And, yeah, but I don't know why that happened, but hey, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, thumbs up, and if you're new around here, subscribe. More on that later. Now we'll get to the NXT predictions. I can get rid of this Raw thing now, and we'll get over to the NXT matches. And there's not a lot of matches on the NXT show, quite frankly, at least from what I've seen anyway. There's not a lot of matches. The full card is out. Like I said, there's not a lot of matches on the show for the Respect show. It's basically built around the Iron Woman match and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament thing, the Tag Team Classic Tournament thing that they've been doing as well. The semi-finals and the final will take place at that show as well, which should be a hoot. I'm very much looking forward to seeing who gets that run. And there's been 2 good teams in there, man, for real. I'll get to that in a second. Hang on a second. Let me get this up here. Bear with me, guys. I'm with you. But, I mean, I like that team of Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. It really, you know, does work. Yeah, I think I got it. Right. Let's get this up here and let's do these predictions. The full card. Pre-show starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. 4:30 Pacific. So 5 o'clock Pacific on the network. 7:30 Eastern, 4 p.m. 4:30 Pacific. 4:30 Pacific. Yeah. The matches include Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. I think Crews will win that because obviously they're trying to build him to a star. You know, they're trying to build him and develop him as an entity. And at the moment right now, I'll be surprised if Tyler Breeze gets the victory there. I can't see it happening. They're trying to develop Apollo on NXT, and they're trying to get people who will put him over, who are better to get him over as well. Like you have to work with people that can get you over and make you look good. And they think Tyler Breeze is good for the job, so Tyler Breeze will lose that match, unfortunately. Now, Dana Brooke and the new Japanese sensation Asuka. ASUKA for all you people. It's the new star, and the new star will win. Because let's face it, all Dana Brooke's been doing since she's arrived is jobbing out. She's hanging around Emma. And don't get me wrong, Emma's gorgeous, but I don't rate her as a wrestler. And quite frankly, I don't rate Dana Brooke. I think Dana Brooke's just a bodybuilder, to be honest with you. She hasn't impressed me. She hasn't had great matches on there yet. And out of that tag team itself, Emma's the star of that tag team. But Asuka will get the victory. And if I pronounced that wrong, I apologize. But it's ASUKA. Anyway, the pick to win the tournament semi-finals, both semi-finals will be on the show as well as the final. I think Finn Balor and Joe win the tournament. They've got to beat Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder to get through to the final, and then they'll meet the winner of Jason Jordan, Chad Gable versus Byron Corbin and Rhino, and that's a good team as well. Despite the fact the last time them two were together, they were beating the hell out of each other on an NXT Takeover show. But yeah, they're a good team. Rhino and Corbin, but they won't win the tournament. They'll come runner-up. I can see them two becoming runner-up, and it'll be a Balor, Joe, Rhino, and Corbin final versus Rhino and Corbin final, and I predict Finn Balor and Joe to win. And as for the 30-minute Iron Man, Iron Woman match, as I call it, it's not an Iron Man match, it's an Iron Woman match because there's women involved. I predict Bayley to retain. Sasha is breaking away. She's getting a rematch, and it's now a case of making Bayley look good for her, and her to be on her merry way up to the roster and eventually become Divas champion as well. That's the break now for her, and Bayley has the torch now. She's now the new face of the women's division for now. So, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. That's how it's going to be. Bayley to win. I expect this to steal the show. They stole the show the last time they were in the ring together. They'll do it again. And you know why? Because it's all about the symbol of excellence, the 4 horsewomen. So that as soon as Bayley gets on the Raw roster as well, gets that call up on the Raw roster, they need to join Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha Banks together and create that. Because there needs to be an established group on Raw, a symbol of excellence. They need to establish that. But the reason why that hasn't been brought forward is because Ronda Rousey's got her own 4 horsewoman thing going. And last time I checked, Stephanie was a part of that. I doubt it, but last time I checked, Stephanie was a part of that. And the WWE don't want to go on to Ronda's toes, so to speak. Just do it. Forget the Rousey thing. Well, if you want, bring her in and drive her in, you know, to have a 5-piece 4 horsewoman. I'm sure they'll like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, she's only doing it with her mates. You know, this is wrestling. She's not in the WWE yet, man. And WWE hasn't stopped you from doing things before. You know, that group needs to form. Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. That group needs to form, and it needs to be done quick. And I pray that it happens. And that about wraps this up, guys. Thank you so much for the patience and everything. And I apologize for the delay and everything. Hopefully it won't happen again. Like I say, guys, if you're new around here at the Wrestling Madness channel, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Show your support to the channel. Join me on Thursday for the or Thursday or Friday. It's scheduled for Thursday. It may change, but keep your eye on it. I'll be doing a TNA and NXT review. Be sure to check that out as well. And look out for upcoming videos in the Wrestling Matters channel as well. And tune in next week, same time. I'll be doing another Raw review as well. So, like I say, guys, thank you for supporting last week's show video. Over 1,100 views in a week. Incredible. Facebook.com/WM Podcast for more information, at WM Podcast as well. And that about wraps this video up, guys. Just continue your support. Shout out to everybody who supported this channel as well. India, USA, America, professional wrestling fans in general. I love you guys. Keep the support coming. It's only going to grow because this channel is about you. The Wrestling Matters channel is about you. And the Facebook page is about you as well. Facebook.com/WM Podcast. It's about you as well. It's about expressing your opinions about the professional wrestling business and getting your voice out there. And if you're looking for me, like I said, guys, if you're looking for me to get into an argument with you, whether you disagree with me or you agree with me, or if you disagree with me or not, it's not going to happen, guys. Like I said, this channel, the podcast, the Facebook page, the Twitter page is all about expressing your views on the professional wrestling business. And that's why I love what I'm doing right now, because it's about what I want to do, and it's about me helping and creating something for you guys, you fellow wrestling fans as well. And if you want to come on the podcast, let me know. DM me at WM Podcast and the Facebook page as well, or even send me a DM on the YouTube page as well, and we'll get you on the podcast and you can express your opinions on there. Wrestling fans are welcome on the podcast. And if you're looking for sports entertainment, you've come to the wrong channel, because this is about professional wrestling. Why? Because professional wrestling matters. And until next time, guys, for Facebook and YouTube, see you soon. If you like the Wrestling Matters podcast, why not check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/WM podcast and like the page and show your support to the podcast that stands up for professional wrestling, the Wrestling Matters podcast. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans. Be sure to tune in each and every Wednesday for the Progress Wrestling Podcast. That's right, each and every week on Wednesdays, for the time being at least, I will be reviewing their shows from their on-demand service, Demand Progress. So be sure to check out the hottest promotion to come out of London. That's right, it's Progress Wrestling. This is Progress. This is a podcast on Progress every Wednesday on SoundCloud, YouTube, OSW TV, and every other podcasting site that matters. Be sure to check it out. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wrestling Matters podcast. I hope you enjoyed that Raw audio there, the Raw review audio, which in a week has got nearly 5,000 views on YouTube's Wrestling Matters channel. So thank you very much for that. Now, I'm going to get straight on to this part right now. I'm going to get on with the Smackdown talking points, and I'm going to throw in TNA as well. Why not? And then after the break, I'll play the audio for TNA and NXT's main talking points, TNA Bound for Glory. So without further ado, let's get right into it. New Day kicked off this week. Smackdown. Excited about taking down US champion John Cena, Dolph Ziggler and the Dudleys on Raw, and primed to take on Bubba Ray and Devon for the WWE Tag Team titles at Hell in a Cell. But the trio clearly possessed little affection for the city of brotherly love. The show-off soon interrupted, however, seeking retribution after being cost a US title match on Monday night. He demanded a one-on-one contest against one-time ally Big E, and just to match, sure, the fight would be fair, he brought the Dudleys along with him. In the height of Dolph Ziggler's Big E's impromptu match, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston managed to neutralize Bubba Ray and Devon. This allowed Woods to distract the referee while Kingston interfered and then held Ziggler's feet down just out of the referee's view to assure Big E's victory over Dolph Ziggler. Bring on Monday night, which is tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Talia, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch defeat Team Bella. Ryback beats Rusev. I was going through it all quickly, guys. It's the biggest show, no. King Barrett beats Neville. Stardust dealt out Cosmic Fate. Stardust looked to the cosmos to discover the new subject of his chaos. Whatever that means, I really, really do not know. And the main event, which is Randy Orton and Roman Reigns against Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. After war-torn, Randy Orton fought to tag Roman Reigns into the action. The big dog went to battle against both Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. But when the action spilled outside of the ring, the new face nailed his black-clad adversary with a steel chair and brought an end to the match by disqualification. When the assault continued after the bell, the Viper re-engaged. Strowman locked the Apex Predator in the devastating finishing maneuver, that chokehold, only to be neutralized by a Superman punch that left Wyatt to suffer the double-edged onslaught of an RKO and spear. And by the way, it was Face of Fear, not Face of Face. Looks like they might want to check the spellings on WWE.com. Just saying. Now, that is over, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that. And now it's time for the Impact Show. Now, after the break, like I say, there's going to be an audio played of me talking about TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up after the break. Now, there's this World Title Series. It was headlined by that mostly this week on Impact. And a World Title Series which, quite frankly, makes no sense. Not for the fact that it's a World Title Series. It makes no sense to the point of where the women are involved, assumingly. I mean, unless the women are going for the Knockouts title, unless the women are going for the Knockouts championship in this, which I don't think they are, what is the point of putting a World Title Series on that involves women? It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, let's get that straight. I mean, like I said on Michael Larkin's podcast this past week. Check that out as well, guys. Wrestling Unleashed. I'll talk about that more later. It makes no iota of sense. I mean, why are we putting them in there? I mean, the World Title Series is for the World Title because of what happened to Matt Hardy this past week after Bound for Glory, which I'll get to later. It makes no iota of sense whatsoever putting the girls in there. It really doesn't. Right. It really doesn't make any iota of sense, like I was saying. I mean, it's like, what the fuck, man? Jesus. Right, Josh Matthews, the goofball that he is. I talked about him earlier on in his little mocking of JR. And go fuck himself. They broke down the matches that were going to take place of the World Title Series. They put it into groups. The festival groups were Bram, Rockstar Spud, Grado, and Drew Galloway. Group Wildcard, Aiden O'Shea, Crazy Steve, Kenny King, and Shira. The group Knockouts were Madison Rain, Awesome Kong, Brooke, and Gail Kim. Why are they in there? I don't know. And group of champions. So Lashley, Mr. Anderson, EC3, and Austin Aries. Why is Austin Aries in there? I thought he'd left, I mean, I have to re-sign him or something. I know TNA is well behind, they record matches now. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. The World Title Series kicked off Group UK, which saw Bram versus Drew Galloway, and Drew beats Bram and gets 3 points. He beats him with a running boot. The group Knockout saw Brooke defeat Gail Kim and get 3 points, and Brooke gets 3 points from that. Brooke counters the defeat into an inside cradle with an upset victory of the Knockouts champion. Now, Grado versus Rockstar Spud, which saw Rockstar beat Grado as well. Austin Aries and EC3 went to a time limit draw, and both of them get 1 point apiece. Madison Rain went one-on-one with Awesome Kong, and Awesome Kong beats Madison Rain, and she collects 3 points as well. And the final match of the evening saw Lashley and Mr. Anderson. It also involved an interview with Matt Hardy, and it saw Lashley and Mr. Anderson go one-on-one, and Lashley beats Mr. Anderson, and the clock begins counting down from 5 minutes. Anderson scores with 2 Green Bay plungers and a version of the TKO. It's good for a 2 count. Lashley counters the mic check, hits the spear, and gets 3 points. So, be interested to see what happens I'm guessing it's going to be part 2 of the World Title Series this coming week, because there was 2 groups there. We've got the other 2 groups as well. I might be wrong. We'll have to see what happens. But I think it's poorly done, because they brought the knockouts in there. I mean, why? It doesn't make one iota of sense. But, hey, it is what it is. I mean, if you're going to make a World Title Series, make it for the Knockouts. Make one for the Knockouts, too. But, yeah, that's TNA for you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the TNA Impact Wrestling points and Smackdown main points. I'll be back right after this with the audio for... After this commercial timeout, it'll be the audio for Bound for Glory and NXT Respect as well. And then after that, I'll talk quickly about Ring of Honor. There wasn't really that much. There was just 2 matches from the Field of Honor show that took place in August. So I'll talk about them, and then I'll mention a few promotions as well when I come back after this audio, so stay tuned. If you like the Wrestling Matters Podcast, why not follow the Wrestling Matters Podcast now on Twitter at WM Podcast for all professional wrestling news. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans. Hey guys, I'm back. Yeah, unexpected turn off again. Connection problems. What else is new? I tried to use my OSB device. It didn't work. It didn't work to what I wanted it to be. I think that's a connection problem. I'll have to sort that out. But all in all, guys, it's going to have to be the Google Hangouts again for the time being, and I apologize for that if that's the case. But if you guys don't like it, that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best to bring you the best videos that I can. Sometimes it doesn't work. Anyway, guys, I've got a thank yous to do as well during this, but welcome to a TNA Bound for Glory and NXT video review. This is brought to you on YouTube via Google Hangouts, and this is going to be on Facebook as well. Now, TNA was actually a good show as well. I saw that this past Wednesday. I know it's 4 days late and everything, but I don't get TNA until Wednesday, sorry. Wednesday night here in the UK. You guys get it on the Sunday in America. We don't get it over until Wednesday, which is preposterous. But hey, I think there's only been one pay-per-view that I know of that was live. And I believe that was Slammiversary. I have to check that. But I believe it was Slammiversary. That's the only pay-per-view that was being live there over here. But I wish they'd do that more often here on Challenge. But anyway, yeah, TNA was good, but I'll save the best for last, and that was NXT. Guys, if you want to comment or something, I prefer you do it in the YouTube page below. I haven't got my other sites on, so if you're using the chat and everything, or whether the chat's on or off, I don't know. But if the chat's on or the chat's off, if it's off, then fine. But if it's on, don't use it because I won't be paying any attention to what's going on. Unfortunately, I'll see if I can get it on. I'll see if it will allow me to get it on. That sounded wrong, didn't it? Allow me to get it on. Yeah, and apologies for the delays and everything, guys, but I'm doing the best I can to the best that I can do. It is what it is. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless. And we'll kick off this video. I've got some thank yous to do as well, guys. And I'll do that at the end. But I'll kick off the video with TNA, and I want to talk about Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley for the King of the Mountain Championship. Now, these guys went 10 to 15 minutes, and these two just wrestled. Back and forth, move for move, hold for hold, finisher for finisher as well. Because both men used the finishes, kicked out of each other's finishes, and then both men used each other's finisher as well, which was kind of cool as well. You know, Roode using the spear, Bobby using the Roode bomb, and it culminated with Roode hitting the Roode bomb to retain the championship. This was just a great match, guys. A great wrestling match, and a good way to give some solidarity to that King of the Mountain Championship belt. Which I swear has been the TNA TV Championship and the Legends title as well. But all in all, it was a great match. I enjoyed it. Some good, solid wrestling in there. And, yeah, very good to watch. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go and see it. I don't know if it's the best wrestling match that I've seen, but it was a great match nonetheless. But like I said, Bobby Roode wins the championship and retains the title. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing another Bobby Roode, Bobby Lashley match, but where TNA plan to go with him in that respects, well, that's up to them. Talk about the Gail Kim Awesome Kong match, which involved Robert Irvine, which is Gail Kim's husband. Apparently Kong was going to use a chair on Gail Kim, and then Robert stopped that and everything. And Gail Kim managed to get the victory, even though it was a match that was totally dominated by Awesome Kong. Kong using Gail Kim using the Eat Defeat while Kong was about to chokeslam her off the second rope. Gail Kim uses the Eat Defeat move that she does and gets a roll up and gets the victory. What's next for Gail Kim in the Knockouts division? Probably another feud with the Dollhouse again. But yeah, really nothing more. That was an okay match because It wasn't the best of match, the best knockouts match I've seen in TNA because it was one-sided. Kong dominated it, but Gail Kim, she's experienced, and that's why she's the pioneer of the knockouts division. She finds a way to win. And it's a shame WWE didn't use her either. Anyway, I'll talk about the Wolves and Trevor and Brian Myers tag team title match. This was the third match in the series because the first two were based off the feud with the GFW angle. These two had a great tag team match, man. Great tag team title match. Wolves, in my opinion, probably one of the best tag teams in the world at the moment, if not the best. And Brian Myers and Trevor Lee put on a great performance, man. These two look good together. Both teams looked good. They brought some credibility to the tag team division in TNA, credibility to the tag team titles as well, the actual titles themselves. And yeah, it was just good stuff, man. Good to watch. Some really, really good stuff in there as well. And yeah, and the Wolves ended up getting the victory. But it was, in my opinion, it was relatively even from the start. Not much of dominance from a team. Both teams showing great tag team wrestling, great double teaming, great psychology, great tag team psychology too. It was a great match, really great tag team match for the tag team title. Kurt Angle, Eric Young, one-on-one. A match, again, like the Gail Kim Awesome Kong match earlier on, a match that was dominated by Eric Young. And he was even at one point, they were trying to get him off the, take him out to the ring of the arena, make him like he was injured or anything. And it kind of backfired, quite frankly, because Eric Young just snapped. He punched everybody inside, Pat Kenny, Doctor, everybody, which was just crazy. All in all, though, nothing really much to say, but Kurt Angle got his revenge and got the ankle lock on. Not really much big in that match, in my opinion, but Kurt Angle did get his revenge, and Eric Young's downfall run, so to speak, for the GFW stuff as well, because now he's public enemy number one for turning on TNA. The other matches in there were the Bound for Gold match to determine the number one contender for the TNA World title, which saw Jesse Goodaz, Eli Drake, Aiden O'Shea, Robbie E, Shearer, the guy who, the big muscle man from Revolution, Tyrus, Chris Melendez, Abyss, and a few surprises in there as well. Al Snow was the one in there, Tommy Dreamer, and for some strange reason, the Pope decided to get in and do his best Jerry Lawler impersonation. You decide on that one. And also, Mr. Anderson was in there, hence the T-shirt. But yeah, it was not really that much to say about that, really. Tyrus ended up winning, and Ethan Carter III was joyful and happy. That was until he turned around and said that he wanted the World Championship. Then Ethan Carter III soon shut up. All in all, it was a good little battle royal. It's not the first time they've had something like that at a Bound for Glory pay-per-view. The other talking point on there was Earl Hebner going into the TNA Hall of Fame. I think it's safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, that he won't be going into the WWE Hall of Fame anytime soon. Although he does deserve it, but he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't criticize TNA for that. I commend them for it, to be honest with you. And full credit to TNA for allowing that to happen. Also, the main event, triple threat match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Drew Galloway, EC3, and Matt Hardy. Now, these three just went at it. You know, there was stuff in there like Matt Hardy's flip diving, moonsaulting, I think he did, if I remember correctly. Also, Galloway doing his flip dive, doing his sit-up, German suplex, like a Tower of Doom suplex. These three went at it, and then it culminated at the end with EC3 trying to get Jeff to turn on Matt and make it like he was still working for him as the personal assistant. But it backfired on him because Jeff Hardy pushed EC3 one step too far. No, EC3 pushed Jeff Hardy one step too far, and then Jeff Hardy whacked him with the chair. Galloway hit him with a boot, and then Matt Hardy hits Galloway with the twist of fate and gets the victory and becomes at the time, the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. But as we all know, EC3 got an injunction, and because of this week, I believe it was last night, the other night I said this as well. All the links will be in the description below, in description of what took place. The injunction has prevented Matt Hardy not to be on TNA, and therefore now the TNA World Heavyweight Championship is now vacant. So all that meant for nothing. Whether that's a storyline or not, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens in TNA in the upcoming weeks. With that being said, guys, I thought Bound for Glory was a good show. A good show. Could have been a little better, though. But, like I say, top to bottom, there was not a bad match on the card. And there was one more match that I forgot, the X Division Championship. Saved the best to last in that one because that was incredible. And you know what? I want to get the notes for this. I almost forgot about that. Hope you're still with me, guys. Apologies for the technical issues and everything. I'm doing my best. If there's any issues that need doing, I will record them. You know, I will, edit this as best I can as well, and then re-upload it. So you'll be able to see it in all its entirety, all perfectly and whatever. So, like I said, though, guys, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can and hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. It was a fast start in the X Division Ultimate X. DJZ dives, Manic dives. Tigre Uno did his version of the stunner, which is the suplex, the reverse suplex into a stunner, which I thought was cool. A lot of moonsaults. What's his name? Andrew Everett, who's the match. The people in the matches were Manic, Andrew Everett, DJZ, and Tigre Uno. Andrew Everett, who made his debut there, went AJ Styles. He did a springboard shooting star press on the outside, which is the last time I saw someone do that was AJ Styles. But he did it and did it perfectly. And it ended with him taking an hellacious bump, Andrew Everett, that is. He took a hellacious bump. He stood on the actual, the top of the ropes. They climbed up to the barricades, the cables, and he's actually stood on the top of the cables. You know, all he had to do was reach up and he'd be able to reach the frame itself. And then Tigre Uno was up there trying to get the belt. He's doing he's just climbing up with his feet and everything. Just kicks him off and he takes a hell of a bump down. Unbelievable. But I liked that match so much because it was what the X Division was about. It was what the TNA was built on. The X Division. And it was what TNA was built on. TNA was built on the X Division. Simple as that. TNA was built on the X Division, the great matches, and that was just a perfect example and a great way to kick off the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. All in all, good show. TNA, like I said, not a bad match on the card. Good, solid show. Now for the main event, ladies and gentlemen, because now we're going to talk about the show that obviously topped it, NXT. Unbelievable. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe faced Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson to kick it off in the semi-finals. Just incredible. Absolutely good. A good solid tag team match. Dash and Scott bought the A game to them. Took the fight to them. Everything was on the line. All of it was on the line. And it was just good to watch, man. It really was. Absolutely phenomenal to watch. And Finn Balor flying around, Joe starting fast. Just some good, solid tag team match. And it ended with Finn doing the coup de bras, or the coup de bras, or coup de grace, or whatever he's called, the double stomp, and getting the victory, proving why he's the NXT champion, despite the fact he injured his leg in the match as well. And that was the story. Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, and Rhino versus Rhino and Baron Corbin, the odd couples I call them, but although they are good. This was a great tag match because Gable and Jordan came to play, man. They took it to Rhino and Corbin. The funny thing about that match is the crowd do not like Baron Corbin. They do not like him one solid bit. I don't know what they feel about Rhino. Maybe they don't like Rhino because he's tag teaming with Corbin. But, yeah, they don't like Baron Corbin. Maybe they think he's a one-hit wonder. I don't know. But they do not like the guy. And, yeah, it ended with Corbin and Rhino going through to the finals. But awesome performance by Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, man. Awesome performance. Absolutely awesome performance. And they went through to the final. Japanese wrestler Asuka. I can't pronounce that name. Call Kana. That's what she used to be called, Kana. Faced Dana Brooke. It was just Dana Brooke's worst nightmare, basically. Dana Brooke tried to get under her skin. It didn't work. It pissed her off. And basically kind of just beat the hell out of her, basically. It was a job match. Yes, Emma got involved. Why did she need to be there for? I don't know. But Emma got involved. It was just good stuff, man. From Kana, Asunka, whatever her name is now. And then she gets the chicken win. Asuka lock, the chicken win lock, as she calls it. She calls it by a name. And Dana taps out. But the best part of the match for me, because Emma tried to get involved, kind of got rid of her, to chase her away. Unbelievable at the end of the match, because I swear to God, kind of gets out. Whatever she's named, it's that this was what the kind of name is what she used to be called. She gets out, she looks right in Emma's face. She gets in like Emma's face, doing all this and everything. Emma just looks that way. That to me was awesome, because that is what a bully does in real life. In whatever it is you guys are doing, no matter where it is you are, you always have a bully. Somebody bullies you, whether it's male, female. You punt, and he or she thinks she's the big shot and everything and all that. And then you stand up for yourself. She starts bullying you, he or she, and then you stand up for yourself. You get in the face, you take her out, and then the next time you see each other, she does that. He or she does that, because she doesn't want to see you. That's what that was about. That was awesome. I love that, and that's happened to me before. People being, bullied me, have done some things to me and everything. I've stood up for myself. The next time I've seen them, they've just done that to me. It was just good stuff, and obviously Dana and Emma realized that she's not to be fucked with. And I don't think she'd be doing it. I don't think she'd be doing any photo shoots in the main roster, as the diva is supposed to be, getting her bikinis out. I mean, she's there to kick butt. And if they have any sense, they'd keep her in NXT, because she's not a diva. No, not a diva. Dana, Emma, maybe, Kana, Asunka, whatever her name is. No chance. All in all, it was hilarious to watch. Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze. Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze was awesome, because Apollo Crews was tested in this match. Now, I know I think this is his third match. But he was tested by Tyler Breeze in this match, man. And it was a great match, back and forth stuff. Tyler Breeze on occasions thought he had him, and it looked like he did had him as well. There was a super kick that he caught him with, and Tyler Breeze brought it to Apollo Crews. I think it's kind of bad that Tyler Breeze is getting this treatment that he's getting, in my opinion. I don't like what has been going on with him. He doesn't deserve this kind of treatment. He deserves to be a champion. He's been there for a while and everything. And all he's had to do is see people go in front of him. You know, they need to put something on him. They need to do something with him. If not, send him up to the main roster. But he deserves better than what he's getting, in my opinion, because he's a great wrestler, and he brought the best out of Apollo here. He really tested Apollo in this match, and Apollo ended up getting the victory. Just manhandles him at the end of the match, and the man that was once known as Mr. PCW, that's Preston Championship Wrestling, gets a big victory over a big time player. I think Tyler made Crews look good in this match, in my opinion. What's next for Apollo? Obviously the NXT Championship, but he's got a long way to go in that. And hopefully they start doing something positive with Tyler right now, because the fact that he's jobbing out to people, it's not good. I mean, he's jobbing out to people, but he's putting on great performances. I mean, he does a beautiful backcracker in there, which normally you do it from the back, as you know, the person straight right in front of you, but he did it from the side, which I thought was really, really cool. Tyler Breeze needs to step up, and it needs a push, you know, in the right direction, because where he's at right now, it's not good, in my opinion. And then it was the final, Corbin, Rhino versus Samoa Joe and Finn Balor in the Tag Team Dusty Rhodes Classic tournament. And just like I predicted, guys, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor become the winners. Although it was a great tag match as well, a great way to end the tournament. Great tag match. Dominated at most by Corbin and Rhino, you know, the big, strong heel badasses trying to get themselves over and everything. And, you know, did a good job of doing it as well. Did a good job of beating the heels. But Joe just kicks fucking ass, man. He really does. And Finn Balor's the reason why. There's a reason why he's the NXT champion. And I don't know about you guys, man, but I wouldn't mind seeing Finn Balor and Samoa Joe be tag team partners and go after the NXT tag titles. I wouldn't mind saying that. They made a great team. They didn't have that much chemistry. This tournament was the first time they tagged together. I wouldn't mind seeing them go after the tag titles, to be honest. It was just a good match nonetheless. And yeah, Cody Rhodes, the whole Rhodes family was there as well, which was really, really cool. And then they paid tribute to Dusty and that, and it was just really, really good. It was just really, really good stuff and good all around. And speaking of good all around, I'm going to move on now to probably the greatest women's match I have ever seen in all my years. Ever since I was a little bitty child, I have watched professional wrestling, WWE, WCW back in the day. I have watched wrestling nonstop ever since I was a child. Ever since that day that I clicked that clicker and saw Hulk Hogan wrestle for the first time, I was hooked. All right, Hogan didn't do much wrestling back then, but you know, when I turned it on, saw Hulk Hogan on my TV for the first time, boom, I was hooked. And the women's match, I have been very vocal on my podcast about the women's division, but women's wrestling lives. And they didn't even start the match. And I'm talking about the Bayley Sasha Banks 30-minute Iron Woman match, not Iron Man match, even though technically it's an Iron Man match, but it's an Iron Woman match. the match hadn't even started, and they were chanting, "This is awesome, you deserve it," and they do. I don't think there's been a match on a big show. I can't remember the last time they had a main event on a big show for the women. Or the women were in the main event of a big wrestling show, in WWE at least. I know they've had it on Raw and that, but I don't think they've had it on a like a pay-per-view scale show like NXT is. But it was great stuff. These two knew each other so well. These two just basically picked up where they left off in Brooklyn. Lots of counters, cover after cover. Both girls looking for the early pinfall, the early quick fall. It was just good stuff, man. I mean, like I say, this was the greatest women's wrestling match I've ever seen. Noticed I said wrestling in that, not a diva or anything like that. It was 5 stars all the way around. These two deserve to be the main event. These two deserve to be where they're at. Sasha's moving on now to the main roster, and Bayley's now the face and the flagship of the now NXT women's division. I mean, this was just good stuff, man. I mean, Sasha being the boss, poking in the eye, and getting the cover to go 1-up. Then Bayley hitting Bayley to Bayley suplex and getting the equalizer, and then Sasha going on the outside, throwing her in the frames up the aisle and everything, and then stealing Izzy's piece that she gets from Bayley, stealing that and wearing that in the ring, and Izzy crying her eyes out in the front row, which Izzy is the #1 fan of Bayley, and that wasn't very cool, but that's Sasha for you. And it was just good stuff, back and forth, good women's wrestling match. And I can imagine right now there was a lot of people that saw this and thought, "Oh, no, it's an Iron Man match. They're not going to pull this off. Are you kidding me?" They went above and beyond. Absolutely above and beyond. The whole roster at the end showed their respect. The reverse Rana that they did at the Brooklyn show was countered. It was just good stuff all around. I mean, I'm going to watch this again at some point. I'm just going to go back and watch this match again because it was just great stuff. And stairs came into play. Sasha dives on Bayley, and Bayley catches on the outside, hits the Bayley to belly suplex. There was a lot of good points and good spots in this match were my favorite because the whole match was 5 stars all the way around. It was probably the best women's match I've ever seen in a while. Probably I've ever seen ever, especially in WWE. The 4 horsewomen were at ringside. The other 2 members, Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Lita was even there as well. It was just unbelievable stuff, man. And as a wrestling fan, I'm proud to finally see the women in WWE get what they deserve. There is women's wrestling out there now in WWE, not just on the main roster, but it's definitely NXT. The NXT Diva, the Divas, this whole Divas revolution was NXT all along. The 4 horsewomen, all the girls on NXT. That was the Divas revolution. Stephanie brought it up to Monday Night Raw with Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha herself. Again, I don't know why Sasha's with Team Bad, but that's another issue for another day. I'm proud to see women's wrestling back in WWE. And I have watched WWE from when I was a kid, going back to the days, good, bad, ugly. I will always watch WWE no matter what, no matter how ridiculous it can get sometimes. But it's good to see the women's division back, back in business in WWE. Hopefully they can bring what they've done in NXT and elevate the Divas division. They've already done that because Charlotte's now the Divas champion. Sasha's up there now. Becky, Charlotte is up there. Hopefully they'll bring Bayley up, and hopefully they'll start with the 4 horsewomen and bring the 4 horsewomen stable and make it something, because The Clique were back in the day. The 4 horsewomen are the female version of the Clique. It's as simple as that, you know. And it was good stuff. Just good stuff all around. I can't vocal. I mean, some of the stuff in that match was indescribable. You have to see it to believe it. Just 5 stars. 5 stars all the way around. And it makes me proud as a wrestling fan to see that the women's division is back in business in WWE, especially in NXT, but more importantly now it's going to come back in the roster as well. The Divas division, the Divas Revolution lives no matter what. And, you know, all these, you know, Becky, you know, and it's even bringing the best out of the Bella Twins as well. As much as I'm not a big fan of the Bella Twins at the moment, I do respect them and I do think they're gorgeous. But as far as in-ring work goes, they can't hold a candle to the NXT girls. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of them on that roster that can't, quite frankly. Natalia, she should be a part of this revolution, you know. This whole thing with her and Paige and the PCB and everything. If she's going to join PCB, just join her. Have her join. And the whole show ended with Triple H and everybody on the roster showing respect. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. Just watch the show if you haven't seen it. If you don't believe me, go and watch it and see for yourselves. You'll be blown away as I am. It was just great to watch. And if you thought the Brooklyn match was something, they just took it 5 stars. 5 stars all the way around. That was the Brooklyn match. That's the NXT respect match, the TakeOver respect match. Not much you could say, really. Raise the bar, raise the bar. The next goal for them now, the next goal I would like to see is another match between them two, or maybe the others as well. Shut them all on WrestleMania. Because that's where they're going to have to go at some point. That will be their next goal. To stick them on WrestleMania. Unbelievable. 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 And hats off to Triple H, man, because NXT was a developmental show for FCW, and then it turned into a game show to get stars over and everything. And then Triple H just came in and said, nah, this could be better. And now look where it is. And I'm glad there's an alternative now in WWE to Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, because sometimes you don't get the best shows on Raw or SmackDown for that matter. But NXT there's more wrestling than there is talking. And that's how it should be in wrestling, not just on NXT. They should do that on Raw. They should do that on SmackDown. What annoys me about Monday Night Raw is the 20-minute promos at the start. There's usually, not necessarily every show, but there's usually a 20-minute promo at the beginning of the match. The fact of the matter is this: women's wrestling lives in WWE. Women's wrestling lives worldwide. The Divas Revolution, hashtag Divas Revolution, lives. And I'm proud to say that. And the whole show was a 5-star show. Really wasn't that much on, but it was all built around the Bayley and Sasha Banks. And them girls knocked it out of the park. It's as simple as that. That is about wraps it up for this, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Apologies for the technical issues, any technical problems or anything like that. I will fix that, and at some point I will do a live stream off that OBS once I get everything sorted out. I think I did it wrong on something, but I'll test it out tomorrow because I'll be on the Games Matter channel. All the information will be in my YouTube page. Just click the second channel in the corner link and you'll get onto the Games Matter channel. Subscribe to that as well. I'm live streaming on that channel tomorrow night as well, so be sure to check that out. Also as well, guys, I want to say thank you so much. I did a Raw October 5th show. Now, I don't know, I'm getting 2 likes and 9 dislikes on that video. That's not really my issue at the moment, guys. You guys have your opinions, whether you like it, whether you dislike it. It's up to you, you know, at the end of the day. And that's what being a wrestling fan is all about. Everybody has an opinion. And that's what I want this channel to be about, you. Okay? About you. If you want to get in touch with me, at WM Podcast on Twitter, at Tony_Walker on Twitter as well. Facebook.com/WM podcast as well. You know, thank you so much for that, for the video feedback as well, and the video, checking out that video, the October 5th Raw review. Unbelievable. In the space of 2 days, I did it on Tuesday. It got up to YouTube. In the space of 2 days, it has now got over 2,000 views, 2,500 views, close to 3,000 views. Insane. I put a video up at SummerSlam and the Raw August 24th show. I did a video on there that got 1,000 views in a week. This video, October 5th, surpassed that. Unbelievable, and I can't thank you guys enough, man. I really can't. Likes, dislikes, again, don't matter to me. They're your opinions, and you are entitled to your opinions. And that's what I want this channel to be about: wrestling fan expressing their opinions and not getting told what to say or what not to say or anything like that. I want people to come on this channel and just shoot the breeze. Hell, you want to come on my podcast? Hook me up on Twitter or DM me on YouTube as well, Facebook.com/WM podcast as well. And if you want to see more stuff as well, the only place you can do, and the only way you can do it, is subscribe. This video will be going up on the Facebook page as well, Facebook.com/WM podcast. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll be back next Tuesday with another Raw review. I'll do it on Google Hangouts again, but hey, it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't seen it on the stream, don't worry, it's going up on YouTube. You're going to see it at some point anyway. So until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Anthony Walker. Wrestling matters. NXT rules. NXT kicks ass. And professional wrestling lives. And I'm fucking proud to say, and not only does professional wrestling live, women's wrestling lives too. So until next time, guys, pro wrestling is real, ladies and gentlemen. People are fake. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Be sure to tune in each and every Wednesday for the Progress Wrestling Podcast. That's right, each and every week on Wednesdays, for the time being at least, I will be reviewing their shows from their on-demand service, Demand Progress. So be sure to check out the hottest promotion to come out of London. That's right, it's Progress Wrestling. This is Progress. This is a podcast on Progress. Every Wednesday on SoundCloud, YouTube, OSW TV, and every other podcasting site that matters. Be sure to check it out. Wrestling matters, wrestling fans. Be sure to tune in every single Tuesday now for the Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra, where I'll be hosting a podcast on one promotion and one promotion only. ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling, the hottest promotion in Scotland, where I'll be reviewing their shows.
Oh my God!
Talking ICW.
That's 13-14!
And who knows, maybe getting some guests on. So be sure to tune in to the Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra ICW podcast, Insane Championship Wrestling, every Tuesday on YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, downloaded free at iTunes, Mixcloud, and SoundCloud. Wrestling matters, wrestling fans.
World, look into my eyes. When you see me on a show, when you see these fans, you know you've got the best in the damn world. We are ICW and you're gonna know our name.
Right, welcome back to the final part of the Wrestling Matters podcast, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've enjoyed the two audios that I played for you. And we're going to talk quickly about Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor this past week had two matches from the Field of Honor show that took place in August, which saw Time Splinters, Kushida and Alex Shelley go against Briscoes, Mark and Jay. A great tag team match by two great teams. Lots of great offense, great teamwork. work, great double team by both teams. I thought it was a very even match, to be honest. Both teams had their advantages in terms of dominance, and Jay hits Alex with a Dre Jiller and gets the victory. Just some great stuff, man. Just two great teams. One, the backbone of Ring of Honor, the Briscoes, and a great team from the Japan promotion, Time Splinters. Just some good stuff, man. All around great tag team wrestling. And it also showed highlights of Watanabe winning a gauntlet match by pinning Cedric Alexander to get a TV title shot against Jay Lethal, and that will be next week on Ring of Honor's television. Now, Roderick Strong and Okada, if you haven't seen this match from Field of Honor, go and watch it. Epic battle, back and forth wrestling at its best, which culminated with Okada hits two tombstones, hits a German suplex, and then hits the Rainmaker to get the victory. Strong dominated most of the match, but it was a back and forth match. Fists flying, hard hitting stuff. Guardrails were used by Strong on 2 occasions on the outside. It was just great to watch. And then Strong hits his gutbuster and then kick combo, and Okada just about kicks out at the last second, man. I mean, it was just great to watch. And like I say, Okada ends up getting the victory. Question is now, will they allow Strong to get a IWGP Championship match? The way and see. Now, that probably wraps that up, but everything will be back to normal next week for Ring of Honor. Like I say, it's going to be headlined. Next week's Ring of Honor will be headlined by Watanabe and Jay Lethal for the television title. So more on Ring of Honor next week. Now, guys, before I wrap this up, I just want to say this again. Thank you for your support of the Wrestling Matters channel. It is greatly appreciated. Continue your support. I've got another Raw review audio video coming up tomorrow, same time as always. So be sure to check that out as well. Also, guys, S&M podcast. S&M Show podcast. Be sure to check that out as well, or look out for it. Check it out on SoundCloud. It will most probably be on my SoundCloud page as well. Wrestling_Matters_podcast on SoundCloud. Check it out, because there's audios of me doing a talk with Michael Larkin from the S&M Show podcast. It has now become a regular thing. Michael obviously enjoys what I've said, and obviously enjoys what I do on this show, and obviously enjoys my opinions on professional wrestling in general. And he's decided to make it a show, his own show, a regular thing, on his program. So it's going to be now Wrestling Unleashed. 2 episodes already up. Obviously, the first one wasn't called Wrestling Unleashed because it was just a new thing. But he's just, like I said, Michael's decided to make it a regular thing. So I'll be popping in and out of there on a regular basis, just to talk wrestling and talk about the professional wrestling business in general, and whatever Michael wants to throw at me as well. Also, guys, tune in next week on the Wrestling Matters podcast. I will give you part 1 of my version of a talk or an interview with Michael as well, because we're going to do exactly the same what we've been doing the past 2 episodes on the Wrestling Unleashed. But I'm going to be in charge of it this time around. So I record that as this goes out. I record that tonight, and you'll get to hear that next week on the podcast, all being well, of course. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Wrestling Matters podcast, episode 80. Tune in next week for episode 81. Also, quick plug, ICW, the Progress Wrestling Podcasts, they will be coming back at some point. I don't know when. I've been very busy lately doing other things and everything, so I haven't had time to do them. I've got some stuff set up. I've got 2 episodes set up, so they will be coming back, guys. Don't worry about it. They will be coming back. I might just have to wait until November, because I promised a Fear and Loathing month, so I'm going to have to do that. I don't know yet, but they will be coming back, so don't worry. Go to @WM Podcast, at Facebook, @WM Podcast on Twitter, facebook.com/WM Podcast as well for more information, and you will find out when they are coming back as well. And if you don't hear it, I'll let you know on the podcast sometime soon. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Anthony Walker, saying see you next time here on the Wrestling Matters podcast. Peace out.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change! Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Cena, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.